Welcome to Customer Success with Fahim Waaler, Norway's first and only customer success podcast. I'm Fahim. I'm the CEO and founder of Customer Catalyst, an all-in-one customer success platform. I've spent the last decade in SaaS, helping teams drive real results through customer success. And on this show, I will sit down with top CS leaders from around the world to share practical insights, strategies, and tools you can use right away. From best practices to the latest tech, we make customer success simple, actionable, and inspiring. Welcome to another episode of Customer Success with Fahim Waaler. Today, I'm excited to welcome Alexandra Sagaydak to the show. Alexandra is the founder and CEO of AI CS Hub, a company helping B2B SaaS CEOs and customer success leaders overcome growth challenges and turn CS into a true revenue engine. Alexandra, welcome to the show.
Fahim, I'm happy to be the part of your Customer Catalyst podcast. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no worries. It's really glad to have you on the show. We spoke a little bit before we pressed record, and I just told you that you post a lot of great content on LinkedIn. And for all our listeners, if you want to follow Alexandra, I will put a link to Alexandra's LinkedIn in the show notes so people can check you out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I like to, share different resources. I feel like customer success is a pretty new field, so it's always great to have great resources. I would like to share them with my network. So before we dive into today's episode, I always like to get to know my guests a little bit. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit to our listeners? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Alexandra. I have been in customer success for 10 years. And my journey started 10 years ago. I have been an account management intern, and eventually in my career, I've grown to the chief customer officer. And this summer, I decided to quit full-time job and started my own consulting business just to try and check my entrepreneurship side.
Yeah.
That's it. A little bit about me. I also have a podcast, not so famous as yours. I have only 4 episodes, but I hope that I will get back to it later this month. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for calling my podcast famous. I appreciate that.
Well, for me, it's famous.
Yeah. We have, well, I'm really excited to put that great content for our listeners. Thank you so much for the introduction, Alexandra. It's always interesting for me when talking with different customer success leaders, or I would call you a thought leader in the customer success space as well. Could you tell us a little bit about it? I feel like all of us have some very different backgrounds. I came from a sales background. Could you tell me a little bit about how you got into customer success for our listeners? Maybe they have some similar there as you.
Yes. I think my path is quite unusual. So
Yeah.
I have been and living in Ukraine. This is my home country. And I've ended Maritime University and my master's in management and marketing. But I wasn't interested in this so much, even though my parents were seeing me really working in our big seaport and do all this stuff with ships and so on. But from very young age, I was really interested in IT, in tech. Even, for example, if people thinking that Ukraine is very far away, I had my MySpace page. I was coding there, making it colorful.
Nice.
It was like a passion for me. And when I entered university, I started exploring what's there, and I got the job as account management intern in the B2B SaaS product. And that's where my path actually have started.
Okay, a very interesting background in maritime. Okay, yeah. So as an account manager, so that's fairly similar. And I don't know if I will go into that topic. Account management versus customer success management. It's a lot to talk about, but yeah, that's interesting. So I always said that there's no customer success education or a customer success school or stuff like that. So it's interesting to hear about how different CS professionals have gotten their start. Is there something that you particularly liked about customer success? What is something that drew you in? Because I feel like you are fairly integrated into the customer success ecosystem. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. So I've switched to customer success in 2018, and that was my first job as a customer success manager in AI B2B product. We have worked with US market a lot in fashion, e-commerce, retail, and that was amazing. At that time, actually, when I get the job and I started researching what customer success is, I found out that the resources were actually very limited, and there was a lot of information. I think that Success Coaching only have released their course, but not of 5 stages, but only 1 or 2. So they have only started. And there was no such big community as we have now on LinkedIn. However, I still had and found the people who taught me about the customer success. I'm sure that people who are in customer success know these names. It was Anita Toth. She's actually still a very influencer in the community. Donna Weber, she obviously taught a lot about the onboarding. Yes, such and other people, I was following them, and that's how I gathered my customer success education, and also on practice. Everything that I learned on my first job. And I also am very grateful for the CEO and the Chief Strategic Officer who believed in me and who really also poured their time and resources in me, and gave big enterprise accounts, even though I was only 25 years old at that time, so obviously very young. But still, that was my path of learning about the customer success. And I remember when I got to the first conference, it was SaaS Nation. It was one of the biggest conferences at that time in Ukraine. And I remember I came to the conference and I had this badge with the title of my job, the customer success manager in the company. And I remember a few people who were product managers or similar, product owners, because they were interested in SaaS. They were coming to me and they were surprised. Oh my God, you work in customer success. That's amazing. And I was, oh my God, you know about this? That's so cool, because it was so early in Europe. No one heard about this. It was very back popular in US, but in Europe it has only started the motion of the customer success. So I was very proud that someone knows about the customer success and also interested in this.
Yeah, that's funny. I feel the same way with customer success. You name drop a couple of names there. Obviously, I've learned great deal from both of them. Donna Weber, Anita Toth. I actually had Anita on the podcast. It was my first English-speaking podcast, so hopefully my English has gotten a little bit better since then. We also had Lincoln Murphy, of course. I think everybody has read the book, Customer Success. By Nick Mehta also. So that's sort of our schooling, our way of getting better with customer success. So I feel like the customer success space, it's fairly new. Maybe the last 30 not days, but 30 years is really taking shape and becoming this huge field. And there's a lot of trends coming up. But I would like to get a little bit of information from you. Is there some trends that you're really excited about? Obviously, AI is a big one. Is there something that you feel like this is something CS team should focus on? This is important to have an eye on?
Yeah, I think that one trend that definitely caught my eye, not related to AI, is the thing is probably because I have worked with US from the beginning. Even when I was account management, I was taught that post-sales jobs are responsible for revenue. And I was dealing from the very beginning with upsells, owning churn, RR, and all of this revenue growth metrics. And I think the trend that surprised me the most is that in 2024 and now the race of the content and voices that, and obviously the companies who are pushing CS to a revenue growth. And for many people, it became a surprise. And this content get a lot of views and engagement. And I'm surprised that it has never been the reality for someone else in customer success. Obviously, NPS and customer satisfaction scores and QBRs are nice, but they are just the part of the job. So this is the trend that caught my eye, and it was a little bit surprised because I thought that we were all having the same OKRs and KPIs, but in reality, it was not. And I see also a little bit of frustration, especially on Reddit forum, that people are surprised that they're pushed to being more salesly, if I would say so. And I don't blame them. I rather blame the companies that didn't get this idea to their people from the very young start. I understand that at some point, not all of the companies are willing to pass the renewals and revenue growth to customer success. But I think from the very beginning, you still need to tell the people that at some point, our company will grow to this stage and customer success will own the revenue. So people would not be surprised overnight about this. So yeah, that's a trend that I'm seeing a part of AI.
Yeah. I think it's great to talk about other things than just AI, because AI is obviously, on everybody's lips, and it's for a reason. It's highly effective, of course. But the revenue shift is also, I feel a little bit there, because I come from a commercial background, also been in the customer success space for the last 10 years now. So I also started with that mentality, like I have to have some sort of alignment with revenue as a CSM. You could say when I started as a CSM in 2015, maybe it was more like account management back then, because I didn't know so much about it. But this is, it's a difficult balance, because you don't want to be too salesy, like you say. I completely agree, but you also want to have some sort of metrics and alignment to revenue. And I think what a lot of businesses and CS teams are a little bit frustrated with, or are struggling with, is how should we balance this? And my answer is always, it's not you can't have, it's not a one size fits all. It's not like we can say this is what works for everybody, but you have to look at your organization, your maturity, customer success maturity. You mentioned a couple of names. I will also mention Rachel Provan.
Yes.
She has a great framework for, the CS maturity model. So you have to look at your CS maturity model. Where are you? Are you, reactive, informed, are you proactive, or predictive, like Rachel says? So this also has something to say. And how complex are your products you're selling? So if you're just talking about B2B SaaS, is this, can CSM sell this? Should they only be responsible for renewals, maybe? Should they also be responsible for upselling, maybe cross-selling? So it's a lot of different things to consider there, and it's difficult to have a definitive answer. But one thing that is, we can say for certain, is that you have to start, aligning customer success with revenue. Do you have some tips there for CS teams? How should they start by doing this? What maybe some metrics they should track, or some, do you have some insights there?
Yes, I have. And I'm glad that this topic resonated with you. So I remember even on my last job, I know from the beginning, even though when I came, there were only 3 people, that at some point we will own some revenue metrics, even though there were no still customer onboarding frameworks, support department, and I would need to build this all from scratch. But I remember I done the strategic presentation for the company and for my department at that time. And I showed them from the beginning that, hey guys, this is where I would like us to grow. And there were alignment with revenue metrics and this proactive customer success model. And basically every quarter or whenever I had time, I would remind my team as we grew that, hey guys, this is where we are. And at some point, my plan is that, I don't know, from this quarter, we will start own this. Then from this quarter, we will do this. So I was slowly preparing the team and always push them that, hey guys, what we are doing now, it's not forever. We will evolve and we will do this. And I think that's the best strategy. Yeah, because I was very worried, maybe because of my own experience, not to overwhelm people with their responsibilities, and also maybe taught them about the different business stages, how the company actually grows. Because at my time, no one taught me this. I was basically learning as I grew. And at some moments it was a little bit painful. And I thought that, okay, I'm a leader now. What I can do the best is just make this experience not so painful as I had, and maybe prepare the team a little bit better. So that's the advice I have for others, to speak freely about these metrics, even though, for example, if you're not there yet, that's okay. But always remind where where your organization would like to grow. That's absolutely fine, because at
Yeah.
some point people will remember this thought. It will be always on their background, and when you eventually will roll out some processes, it will be okay for them. They will understand that their organization is mature enough to start owning the revenue for the customer success org.
I think that's a great tip, Alexandra. So for all of our listeners, hopefully you got some great advice there, and just something that the days of customer success, just let's say protecting revenue. I think those days are past. Now we have to also grow the revenue, and I feel like the couple of last years, maybe a lot of teams have done this. But there are still some CS teams a little bit left behind. It's not enough just, we are protecting this revenue and we have check-ins with customers. We take a coffee with our customers there and we have a okay NPS and we make sure our customers are happy. That's not what customer success is really about. And I feel like customer success has always been about, helping customers achieve their goals, obviously, but also aligning with revenue. So one simple place to start, I don't know if you also agree with this, but when I've spoken with CS teams is just start by tracking, CSQLs, just customer success qualified leads,
Yes.
which, right? So at least you get some sort of tracking back to the CS department. If the CSMs are not so comfortable with maybe selling, this could be a place to start. And in my ideal world, CSMs are best aligned to do the selling also to existing customers. So they should be responsible for some sort of, even if it's just expanding a subscription for a customer, just additional users, stuff like that. And then you can bring in sales or account managers for maybe the little bit more complex deals. But it's important that you train the CSMs to be a little bit commercial and strategic, not only, at least in my opinion, the days of CSM just being, relationship managers. We have to move beyond that, I think.
Yes. I absolutely agree with you on this.
Yeah, great. We talked a little bit about AI. I would like to hear your thoughts. Obviously, this is something that you hopefully have some information about with your experience from AI CS Hub. You just smiled when I said it, so hopefully that's a good sign. Could you tell me a little bit, how do you see AI transforming customer success, and maybe if you have some practical use cases for our listeners?
I think that we need to think of AI, first of all, as a tool. And when we try to incorporate AI, we need to think of the whole strategy that we have. And the best way to start and incorporate is, of course, to start tracking the manual workload of your department and of everyday CSM life, where they spend the time the most, just some admin tasks, and then explore if these admin tasks can be replaced with AI, because obviously AI is still new, and it's okay that for example, if you have a complex product, you won't have the AI solution at this point. But that's okay. The industry is evolving. But if your product is not so complex, then I think that that obviously you can definitely use AI. It can be either using the tools that different products already have. For example, in HubSpot, they released their own AI internal agent that gives you the information about the account, or the smart notifications and so on. Intercom, again, if you have the support department, Fin AI, it's amazing for training the conversations on your knowledge base, and that you obviously will reduce 20% of your customer support workload. That's also amazing. I think with AI, you just need to start small and slowly release, but never replace, of course, people, because there will always be strategic conversations, emotional conversations with customers. And obviously, we as humans need to talk to each other, not to the AI agent. That's obvious. But all admin tasks, all some routine work, I think that's where AI can help just to do it better and faster. So customer success managers can focus again on preparing to the calls for the upsells, or even for churn calls. That's obviously also we have a case. Or, for example, work more closely with product teams on some feature requests. That's where customer success department will save time and spend it more strategically and thoughtful.
Yeah, completely agree. We have to look at AI as a tool, and it's obviously highly efficient. And there's a lot of different tools. You mentioned a couple of them. That's great. Hopefully, some of our listeners got some value of that. But because it's a jungle of AI tools, and everything is in my opinion, it feels like it's a little bit overhyped, a lot of the solutions. So it's difficult to find, okay, which solution will actually give me value. I think that's a great tip to start with something simple, start with implementing that. I think the most important thing is to just start to getting used to it, not just use ChatGPT, but actually start getting used to, AI note takers, integrate AI in some sort of workflow. And in my opinion, also, like you said, I don't think that customers would like to speak to an AI agents. I know from myself, I don't like to speak with AI agents at all. I like to speak with humans, but there's a lot of admin tasks that obviously can be AI. But I understand that CS teams are a little bit, confused about this because there's a lot of different tools. It's great to hear that you have a little bit more grounded perception of these tools. They do have
I
some,
have,
yeah,
yeah, I have one more tip,
okay,
especially for customer success leaders. It's about the adoption. You need to have a lot
yeah,
of patience. For example, when your CSM managers will come and obviously tell that at some point AI gives wrong output or it just incorrectly working, you need to let them know that it's actually okay, because it's okay. It's a new tool that we are all using. If we will remember, I don't know, Excel spreadsheets back when they only have launched, they have also limited amount of functions. And
yeah,
now it has so much evolved. Obviously, with AI, the same. It's a tool, it can work incorrectly, and that's fine. We also work with B2B products. Our products also have bugs sometimes. So why we put so much expectations? It's
that's true.
okay that AI can have errors. The only thing is that you verified this error, you have found it, and you will just add it or remove it or fix it and work it through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Great tip. And if our listeners have some questions, they could obviously just reach out to you, right? Yeah, that's great. Do you have really great insights? Now that you have you here, I always want to extract as much information I can from my guests. Do you have some general advice for, CS teams or CS professionals who want to succeed in customer success? It could be in their career, it can just be, becoming a better customer success manager or a better customer success leader. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts there.
Yes, I think I have two advices probably that will work for anyone. Either you're a new entry CSM manager, or your leader, or you're even a vice president of customer success.
Yeah.
Is always have time to study business of your customers. So, for example, if you're a customer success manager who is involved in onboarding, try to spend some time and do little research of your book of business, what the general industries where your customer
Yeah.
work in, what are they interested in, what even some conferences that they are participating in for their business. That will help you as you grow. It will help you not only in commercial, but even from the technical side. And the second advice is I really encourage everyone to use LinkedIn and not be ashamed to add your customers and like their posts, engage with their content, send happy birthday or anniversary congratulations. And that's okay, because again, that's a human side of customer success that you can use in your favor. It will make any commercial conversation much smoother
Yeah.
and better and not so awkward. And
Yeah.
and again, we are all humans. We remember such small and nice gestures, so it will work in your favor. And for example, it had worked with me. Some of my customers left me recommendation on my LinkedIn. It was very helpful when I decided to look for
Oh,
another
yeah. Yeah.
job. So if you have great relationship with your customers, again, that's also how you can find another job. Maybe they will see that
Yeah.
you're looking for something, especially now, as we know, a lot of companies across different continents are impacted by layoffs. So if this one thing that you didn't think of, one strategy, just try to use it. Maybe it will be helpful.
Yeah. I think that's great tips. Thank you so much, Alexandra. And that's maybe also a great place to finish up this episode, leaving on a high note. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences. Really appreciate your time, Alexandra.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I hope that everyone find the information that I shared useful. Subscribe on me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my
Yeah.
Substack, follow my podcast. And if you have questions on customer success or AI, I would be very happy to help anyone. Thank you.
Yeah. I second that. Just follow Alexandra. I will, like I said earlier, I will leave your LinkedIn in the show notes, and just recommend you to follow her on LinkedIn as well. And thank you for listening. If you enjoy the conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. See you next time.
Thank you.